Hello, and welcome to Lions Talk Episode 5. I am Brian, and this is Coach Pam, the head coach of the bass fishing team. Yes, I did say bass fishing. All right, cool. Coach Pam, where are you from?
I'm from Bainbridge, Georgia. That's in the extreme southwestern corner of Georgia.
All right, well, cool. I did not know where that is at all. How long have you been angling?
I've been professionally fishing for 28 years.
Cool.
Now
What,
I'm only 29. I'm kidding.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Came out fishing out the womb. Well, cool. What got you into fishing?
My parents, my grandparents fished, my parents fished, and all through high school I was very competitive, played basketball, softball, that kind of thing. And once I got out of school, which we didn't have this privilege back then, once I got out of school, this was just the perfect way to combine my love of the outdoors and fishing with my competitiveness. So it just seemed like a perfect fit.
I understand that. That's pretty cool. So have you only done bass fishing, or have you done, I guess, like saltwater? Is there any other types of, I guess, fishing? The only thing I know is that I see it on ESPN, they go fish on, and then I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, and then move on.
Well, for the most part, like I say, for 27 years, it's been bass fishing competitively. I can't go bass fishing and relax fishing. You can ask my husband. He's like, you need to relax. I mean, my brain is trained that when I get on the boat to bass fish, you're focused, you're doing a job. So my fun fishing is to go saltwater fishing, that kind of thing. That's when I can relax. I can't relax on a bass boat.
All right, cool. Other teams have been affected by, I guess, COVID. Has your team at all been affected from COVID-19, and if so, how?
Yeah, I mean, as some may or may not know, last year was our first year for Emmanuel to have a bass fishing team, and actually my team only got to compete in one event before we were closed down. So right now we're in the makeup stages for some of our scheduled tournaments. So actually our first year team and our second year team now, they're all basically first year team, because we didn't get to compete because most of our tournaments are in the spring. So naturally they all got stopped.
Yep, understand that. So for all of us here that are watching this, walk me through a bass fishing event. What would if Brian was going to go fishing and you were my coach, what would I have to bring, what would I have to do of that nature?
Well, there's really a lot more involved in bass fishing than a lot of people think. Most of these anglers have, boats ranging from $40,000 to $80,000. Plus all the equipment, all the rods and reels, the electronics and everything. So they really got a lot invested in this.
Yeah.
But if you were to go to a tournament, say like some of these anglers they've been competing through high school, but say we're going to a college event, you've got to go for a couple days prior to the event and practice. Most of our practice is done at the events.
Yeah.
Yes, I encourage them to practice here on Lake Hartwell, in the meantime, because like any sport, the more you do, the better you are. But our sport is so different that we can't just practice on Hartwell primarily and cover all these lakes across the country that we'll visit. So we'll go, like we're leaving Sunday to go to Kentucky Lake. We'll leave and they'll practice on Kentucky Lake Monday and Tuesday in preparation for the tournament Wednesday and Thursday. And that's because, you got a big lake. You got to get out there and find the fish. So most of our practice is done then.
Okay. Cool. I understand that. So, cause I fish a little bit, and then I've gone one place and I caught a lot of fish here, and then I go back and it's like, I don't catch anything.
Well, a friend of mine a long time ago told me, have fins, we'll swim, and they do.
Understand that. They just taught me through, I guess, then what, adjustments then would, you make, or you would teach the anglers to make if they were, practicing on the Kentucky Lake, and then after that, they went back to that spot and then nothing was happening. What adjustments would I need to make, or what would you make?
those kind of things, you know, there's a lot of different variables. You can change your baits, you can change your presentation of those particular baits. And also, if you've had a weather change, a lot of times the weather will change the fish's habits, and they'll move to specific areas for those weather changes. So there's a lot of different variables that you can do. The biggest thing I try to teach is to be open-minded and not get stuck on one thing, because if you get, you know, if you are just dead set on going to that stump and fishing that stump, and you get there in the tournament and they're not biting, you know, you've got to be open-minded enough to move, to venture out. So it's just, you know, to be more versatile.
Okay. Well, cool. You've opened my eyes and enlightened me so much on this new sport that he made, and I hope you guys will have success. Do you guys have, so we have, for NCAA sports, we have like a national tournament and things of that nature. What do you guys, I guess, do you guys have a national tournament? How do you guys compete for that?
We do. We're fishing two different trails, the FLW trail and the BASS trail.
Okay.
And each one of those trails have a national championship at the end of their calendar year.
Okay.
And actually, last week we were in Gunnersville, and we actually had one of our teams qualify. They finished 5th out of 150-something boats, so they actually qualified in their very first collegiate tournament for nationals, which will be next spring.
Then how does one, I guess, qualify? Is it like person who catches the most fish, person who catches the heaviest fish, or how does that work?
They're done, the two different circuits are done in different ways. You get points.
Okay.
The winner of the tournament is based on the weight of the fish, and they're allowed to bring in 5 of their biggest fish.
Okay.
So when they catch their 6 fish, they have to cull their smallest fish. They can only have 5 at any one time. But some of it's based on points as to how you finish. Like this last one and the one we're going to now, it'll be based on the number of boats and what place you finished in that.
Okay.
So if there's 200 boats, they'll take the top 10 and so on. So that's how it works.
Well, cool. Where's nationals at, I guess, for both those trails at this year? Or this coming up, I guess, series, a bit better thinking.
They haven't announced them yet.
That's
The one these guys qualified for last week, the circuit said that it would be somewhere in the southeast.
So I'll be pretty big, so that makes sense.
But they also said like maybe a 10-hour drive, so I'm guessing probably Sam Rayburn in Texas would be my guess.
All right, well, cool. It's Texas Southeast, but all right, well, cool. All right, this is Lions Talk with Coach Pam.